Hey guys, I'm back. So I got to looking at this thing and it needs quite a bit more work. So I'm just going to do like a part two and try to finish this thing up, give it the attention it deserves. I'll probably thin this base quite a bit more, shoot a few more thinning flakes in, and then I'll probably do pressure with buffalo horn. So it's actually going to change quite a bit actually. Hopefully thin out a little bit more. It's pretty thin now, but it's not Decatur thin, I don't think. So I'm just gonna go around and dull my edges. Kind of try to take my time on finishing it. Hurdy-durdy-dur. Maybe I'll take a few flakes with the indirect. Just redressed this thing, reshaped it the other day, and it's barely getting broken. I'm a little bit rusty. I haven't been doing a whole lot of napping here lately. Took a little bit of a break. Okay. I've got my toe up on my chair. You can see there, so it pinches my foot's raised up off the ground. Some people use a wooden block and a little step or whatever, but I just swing my foot up and grab a hold of locks my leg in. It kind of helps lock this thing in too. And when I use this leg to apply some pressure, that locks the whole mechanism in. Mechanism, that's a fun word to say. Mechanism. All right. Enough horseplay. Let's get to work. So I'm not 100% sure if these things had a bevel to them or not. I think some of them probably did. I think they're an early archaic type point. Or middle archaic, maybe. I think they're old. I'm not going to worry about the bevel. I'm just going to be hard to put a bevel on a point this thin and wide anyway, so. Okay. Did pretty good. I can zoom you guys in. You guys holler at me if I get out of frame now. I hear you. Here's me in here breaking rocks. Put a little back edge support on that one. Really ripped across there and spread out. That worked pretty good actually, the way this leather was folded there over the back side. I was able to apply support back here with the leather. It's a total accident. Okay, so I use my abrader and probably take another little bitty flake right about there. So I'm gonna leave just about a 3/16 of an inch there with some mass to it. You know, I'm just gonna isolate on either side of that edge. Just give it a little grind and make sure it's low enough. And we'll use our handy dandy support pad here. I'm going to angle this one down into the heart of the point. Lots of back edge supporting it. Whoops. Supporting it well. Didn't take it. Got a little bump on top of that platform. I think that prevented it from releasing. There we go. I think I can get over to the side of it here now. That little bump right there got me. I don't need really a honking flake here. I just need a blender. I think that should work right there. Went ahead and took a honker, didn't I? Buried it. Getting some kind of wild little fingernails fractures out here. Have to watch out. I don't want no flakes diving in. I hit that thing way too hard. All I needed was a little bitty short one. Prevent myself from doing that again. Okay. Bumped my phone and it moved on me. Get a little short one right there. Man, wasn't very short. I'm gonna flip it over, come back this way. Go ahead and take a little small one there, just to kind of help isolate that. This is the one I'm after here. That was a dandy there. That really helped thin that out right there in that hafting area, or right above the hafting area. Okay, looks like I could use one right in here. We'll use a little bit of surface support. I'm not pressing in real hard or anything. It's just laying underneath the surface. It's not even really has any tension. It's just enough to keep the flake, give it just a little bit of resistance. Thought that would go for sure. You always want to redress your platform once you smack it. Very nice. Now we're getting Decatur thin. I can actually probably live with that. If I can thin this base out a little bit more. I'll have to work that flat edge, that square edge off there again for about the third time. Just gonna have to thin it out a little bit more. That's all there is to it. Maybe I can do that from these corners without having to lose too much more of my base. Because you know it's all about that base. You guys ever heard that song? Because it's all about that base. About that base. About that base. All right. Check it out. Groovy, dude. Groovy. Nice thing about indirect percussion, you can reach up in places like that and reach those platforms that you'd never be able to hit with a direct percussion. Unless you know something I don't. Alright. Now we're cooking. I don't want to get too carried away, but I know I can get one more right here. Ooh, man, about rolled my edge off with that one. Just took that little flake there and released it. Set it free. Okay, I've got a little step fracture right here, but I think I can get a flake to go right up in here and remove a little bit of this mass. If not, it'll be a catastrophe. Putting this leather under here also helps support this piece from breaking too, from bending forces. So not only is it helping your flake run a little deeper, it's helping to keep you from breaking it. Okay. It got the mass I wanted, but it stepped in there. Doggone you. It's alright. I'm not going to sweat it. That's because I'm using that surface support and trying to take these really thin flakes, and it's not allowing them to feather out. It's holding that fracture down. So it's running out of energy and the flakes are breaking when they get that thin. I can probably pick most of that thing off there, but I think I can clear it from this side. Might even be able to get one more from right about here. That was a pretty small platform, but it carried the flake, did the trick. Okay, I think it's time for pressure. Alright, give you guys a good look at it. Man, I got a lot of thickness. There's a big bump right here. I'd love to be able to thin that out. Don't see any real way to get at it right now without shortening things up quite a bit. Maybe I can work it out of there with pressure. Although I might be able to get some of it. Especially if... let me try something real quick here. There we go. I think I lost some of my base on that somehow or another. Oh well. Ooh, buddy, I put a radial fracture in that notch right there. Hit that thing way too hard. You guys see it? I can't see it. There it is. You see it right here? Going right in there. You want to watch for those. They'll break the whole point. Okay, that was the last of the thickness I was wanting to get rid of. Almost. All right. Let's turn this bad boy into something nice. I'm going to do any of the real big removals with copper first, and then once I get it a little closer, I'll switch over to the buffalo. Shouldn't be too many bad spots. I need to... There's some thickness in here I could probably get rid of. Although it's got a pretty sweet bevel going on right now. Should I bevel this side? Did they have bevels? I don't know. I bet they did. Most of that stuff did that was used for knives and just from resharpening. Well, let me touch this side here up first. Buffalo, Buffalo, where'd you go? There you are. Whoops. Piece of leather is not cooperating. Probably shouldn't be using surface support with these little bit tiny flakes. They might end up wanting to step on me. Try this. Okay, I guess I can do some of this stuff here off camera. Let me finish this edge up here. Go ahead and do the base again. So I talked to the person who Ryan actually got this from, and he said to use large tools, heavy mass, as far as spalling it and stuff, to use even like spalling hammers and like a large hammerstone or something heavy really helps, he said. So I'll pass that information on to you guys if you decide to buy some of this. Man, come on, Brad, quit that. Kind of looking like a Noonan point right now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is come in and really round these ears out. Come in and try to get notches going up in. I'm going to have to raise it, shorten it a little bit so I can get enough width in this base to do what I want to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and round these out. Shear this bottom off here. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's the way they look. They're turned up a little bit. I really went in a little too far over here with this side. Took too much out of this base right here. So let me get this base figured out first before I go trying to put notches. They don't really have notches, honestly. They kind of tweak up in there on some of them. I think. I could be wrong about that. Should have looked them up. I'm usually pretty good about having mental templates of different point types. I look at so many artifacts all the time. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is try to go straight up and create that this V in here. Last time I didn't have enough. I wasn't up in there far enough, so when it broke, it just broke flat, and I had them rounded like this. So I had to grab it way over here on the corner, and when I pried it off there, it just broke straight across. And they're usually broke going up in. Okay, so now I'm going to do is just kind of bifurcate this thing. Create those curved edges so the flake wants to go over that convexity, but it's going to break straight. I don't think it'll follow that convexity. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and snap them and crack them. Maybe I can grab a hold of them with this buffalo. Hardest part is holding these things when you're doing this. Especially where the camera can see it. Grab it right here. I ain't gonna be able to do that. Thing broke way up high. That flake went over the surface. There we go. There we go. The second flake rolled over the side and it went this way. I was able to grab a hold of it again and shear it off. Alright, cool. This thing's shaping up nice now. Much better than what it was. I don't really need to do anything in there. I'm just Get it. Make sure they're even. Symmetry's gonna be off a little bit, but I don't mind that. I'll stop on that before I make too much of a mess of it. Get that unreleased flake in there. So I think what I will do is straighten this edge up here a little bit, and then I'll probably match this edge to this edge. See how this is sticking out a lot farther than the other side. I'll do a little bit of work on it on either side, and hopefully that'll be enough to even it out. Just satisfy my tolerances. She's gonna have a bevel. I think a lot of them did have bevels. Pretty sure they're early archaic, like I said. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'll look it up when I get done here. Pretty sure they're an old one. Really cool looking point though. Yeah, I gotta bring that in a little bit. It'll drive me crazy. Which is something they probably never would have done. I've Also got some symmetry issues going on here too. All right. Well, I think I can live with that. Yeah, I wanted to do a part 2 on this because I knew I was going to probably rework the whole thing. That was a pretty futile attempt in that part 1 there. So, you know, I don't want anybody losing faith in my napping abilities or anything. I should really try to fix that crushing in that notch. I can probably come out here on the tip of this barb and work my way in and get a flake to come up in there and clear that. But I'll do that later. It looks awful right now. But if you don't look at the crushing, you can check out the fractured base part of it. This one came out pretty good. This one here, when I pushed that first time, the flake it rolled over and went right through here. So then I had to grab it again, and I did get it to break decently there. All right, my first fractured base Decatur, part 2. Turned out having a pretty sweet bevel on it too. I could enhance it a little bit on this side. I could take some flakes and steepen this edge up. This side here got real nice bevel. Okay, thanks for watching, y'all. Catch you on the next one.